All right, so we're going to do part 4 in our mass properties assignment here. Now this is a metric part, and when you open Inventor, it gives you some options up here to start parts. But if you're doing a metric part, you probably want to hit this Advanced tab. And if you go to the Advanced tab, it'll give you some options here. So you have a metric folder. We're going to scroll down to Standard Millimeter IPT and double click it, and that's going to give us a metric template to work in, so all of our dimensions will be in millimeters. We're going to start a sketch, XY plane. Let's get some dimensions here real quick. We're going to start out with a block that is 50 wide by 100 long by 65 tall. So let's do that. So I'm going to go 100, tab, 50, tab, enter. Double click my mouse roller, 3D model, extrude, and we're going to type in 65. There we go. So right now you might want to go ahead and go up and add some mass properties to it, because we know that this is going to be soft yellow brass, and this is the beginning part that we're starting out with before it's machined. So we'll go to brass, soft yellow, and it gives us our mass, area, and volume, which you will need for your calculations. Okay, I'm just going to say cancel right now. We'll go back and add it again later. So we want to make sure first that we're starting a sketch on the right surface. So this is the top surface right here. So we're going to start a sketch right here. And double click my mouse roller again. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make cuts in this area and in this area so that I leave all of these flanged features here. Okay, we can tell that this surface to this surface is 30 millimeters because we have some distances here, 15 and 15, that's 30, and it's the same on the other side. And we know that, so let's just go ahead and make those. We also know that this flange in the back is 15 millimeters thick, and we see that by this dimension. So let's go to Inventor. And I'm just going to make, we're already in a sketch, so I'm going to make some rectangles. Say OK. I'm going to go up to the collinear constraint because I want these two lines to be collinear. And they are. We'll go to dimension and we'll dimension this to 15 millimeters. Okay. We're going to dimension this to this at 30 millimeters. And from here to, oh, it looks like we didn't make our box quite where we wanted it to be, but we're going to go ahead and dimension that at 30 anyway. We're going to make this edge and this green line, and I'll zoom in on that. We're going to make that collinear because it needs to be. So we're going to click on that and click on that. It's now collinear. Okay. So 30 and 30, 15, and that should work, except for we have this little cutout in the front here. And we can figure this out by knowing that the part is 50 millimeters wide. And we have a dimension of 46 millimeters. That 46 millimeters is from this front face here to the very back of the part. Okay, so we know that 50 minus 46 is going to be 4 millimeters. So let's just put in another rectangle. I'm going to dimension this at 4 millimeters. Okay. So we now have our sketch. We are going to 3D model, extrude. We do want to do an extrude cut. We want to pick this rectangle, and this rectangle. And if we go back to our drawing, we can see that the bottom flange is also 15 millimeters. Sorry. We can see that the bottom flange here is 15 millimeters. So 15 minus, 65 minus 15 is going to be 50. So we want to extrude cut this 50 millimeters, and this is what we end up with, which looks pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead, and it says, in the note it says all fillets, which are the rounded parts here, all fillets have a radius of 15 millimeters. So let's just go ahead and put in our fillets. We'll go up to the fillet tool, double check that again. Yes, 15 millimeters. I'm going to type 15 in here. Just going to click once, and then we had it looks like a fillet there, there, and there. So we have 4 fillets. One here, one here, one here, and one here. We're going to click apply and cancel. Okay. So now we also have some holes. Let's go ahead and start with this hole right here. We're just going to cut it all the way through. We can see that the hole diameter is 10, and it is 15 millimeters from this front edge, and it is 15 millimeters from the top. Okay, so let's go ahead and start a sketch. Do a circle, dimension it to 10. We're going to dimension from the center to this edge at 15, and center to the top is also going to be 15. Let's double check that. 15 from here to here, and 15 from here to here. All right, and it is a diameter of 10. So we're going to go up to 3D model, extrude. It's already picked our circle for us, but we want to do a cut, and we want to do a distance of all. We'll say OK. Okay. So now we've got some circles that we, some holes that we need to make down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start a sketch on this surface. I'm going to do 2 circles. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back to our drawing to get some dimensions. So this, the 2 holes, they are 12. The diameter is 12 millimeters. I want both of these circles to be equal, so I'm going to go up here to the equal sign. All right, this makes lengths and circles equal. I'm going to click equals, and I want to click the first one that is dimensioned, and then this one, and now they will both be 12 millimeters in diameter. I'm going to go ahead and just move this over, and we'll get some dimensions as to where these are supposed to be. So we know these holes are supposed to be 15 millimeters from the edge. Let's do that. Well, it's fresh in our memory. 15 and 15. Let's see where they are from. Let's see, we got to find a dimension here, and it is 15, according to this dimension, 15 millimeters from the front edge. Okay. Dimension is already in blue, so we'll just go ahead and type in 15. And we're ready to extrude cut. So 3D model, extrude, cut. Again, distance is going to be through all, and we'll select that circle and select OK. All right, we're doing pretty good. All right, so now let's go ahead and we're going to make this cutout that goes through the middle here. So I'm just going to go, we know that the radius here is 12 for this radius. So the diameter would actually be 24. The diameter would actually be 24, and we know that it's going to be on center. So I'm going to start a sketch. Okay, I'm going to make a circle. Again, the radius is 12. That makes the diameter 24. Enter. Okay. Now I'm going to do a rectangle. We know that we need to cut some other stuff here. And I'm going to start at the quadrant. And you can see it turns yellow when you get to the quadrant. And I'm going to go all the way, just go all the way up here. And you can see it'll actually snap to the quadrant if you want. Okay. Or you can just do like this, go to dimension and click on that and type 24, and it'll snap to it as well. So we know that this whole cut that we're about to do here, we'll go to the trim tool and get rid of a few things here. Get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that. Okay. We know that this whole thing is going to be on center. And we know that it's 100 millimeters long, so we'll type in 50 for a dimension there. And there we have it. We have our sketch now. We can go up to 3D model, go to extrude. We want to do an extrude cut. We want to do a distance of all. Okay. And we want to say okay. However, we've done something wrong. If you look at the drawing, okay, this cut is a little higher than what I have it. I have it set pretty low. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what this distance is here, and it is 25 millimeters from the, looks like the top surface. So the center of this arc or this radius is 25 millimeters from the top surface. So we're going to go into extrude 5, which is what we just did. We're going to hit the drop down arrow, and we're going to double click on our sketch, and we'll add another dimension. From this edge to the center, 25, enter. And then we'll just finish the sketch. And it changes it for us. All right, we're almost done. All right, so we still just need to make these chamfers here, and it says the chamfers are 45 degrees, 15 millimeters by 15 millimeters. Shouldn't be too difficult with our chamfer tool. So we're going to pick the last one here, which is two distances. Again, that was 15 by 15. So 15 and 15. We're going to select this edge. One edge at a time with this. There we go, and apply. Okay, and I think we are done. So if we go to Alt Tab here and we'll check to look and see we've got all the features in there. Yep. So we'll go back to iProperties here. Go to the physical tab. Generic is not what we want. We want brass, soft yellow. Okay, and that gives us our mass area and volume. Okay, so let's do some checking. We have a volume of 164, 164.68, closed surface area 2982, very close, and the mass of right about 1.395 kilograms. So that's good. So we're going to apply that, close, and then you would save your part. And that is it. So please model this. If you have any questions, please let me know.